Looking at Dubai's towering glass skyscrapers, supercars, and extravagant lifestyle, it's easy to assume you're seeing an empire built on an endless ocean of oil. But this pie chart of Dubai's GDP reveals a completely different reality. Oil revenue makes up less than 1% of the economy. Instead, the remaining 99% is driven by three massive pillars: free trade and logistics, real estate development, and luxury tourism. To understand how this happened, you have to go back to the 1930s. At that time, Dubai was a destitute pearl diving village. When the Great Depression hit, followed by the Japanese invention of cultured pearls, the local economy collapsed entirely. The city was bankrupt and fading into the desert. But where others saw a terminal decline, leadership began treating the map of Dubai as a blank slate for geographic and economic intervention. By the mid-20th century, Dubai was losing its only lifeline. The natural creek that ran through the town was silting up, making it impossible for larger merchant ships to enter. In 1959, the city's ruler, Sheikh Rashid, took a massive financial risk. He borrowed millions of dollars from Kuwait to physically dredge and widen Dubai Creek. The project paid off immediately. Deepening the waterway allowed massive cargo ships from India and Africa to dock right in the city center. By eliminating taxes on these merchants, Dubai positioned itself as a highly profitable global middleman. This move established a core operating principle that the city still relies on today. If a natural economy doesn't exist, you physically build the infrastructure to artificially create one. Then, in 1966, Dubai finally struck oil. But unlike neighboring Abu Dhabi, which sat on massive reserves, Dubai's supply was severely limited. It was mathematically guaranteed to dry up within a few decades. Instead of treating this brief windfall as a permanent slush fund, leadership used it as temporary seed capital. They channeled the revenue into massive infrastructure projects, most notably Jebel Ali Port. Constructed in the middle of the desert in the 1980s, it quickly grew into the largest man-made harbor in the world. This flowchart illustrates how Dubai filled that port by introducing free zones. By bypassing traditional business barriers, foreign investors could maintain 100% ownership of their companies while paying zero corporate tax. In 1985, the government launched Emirates Airlines. This bypassed the city's geographic isolation, physically carrying the world's commerce directly into the heart of the desert. This combination of massive ports, a global airline, and aggressive tax incentives successfully positioned Dubai as the logistical heart of the Middle East. By the early 2000s, the city needed a massive influx of foreign capital to maintain its aggressive growth rate. The strategy was real estate, but they were rapidly running out of natural coastline to sell. In 2002, the government passed a law allowing foreigners to buy property outright. This triggered a massive debt-fueled construction boom across the city. To generate more inventory, engineers poured millions of tons of rock and sand into the Gulf to create the Palm Jumeirah, artificially adding dozens of miles of high-value beachfront property. But in 2008, the global financial crisis hit. Dubai's highly leveraged real estate market froze almost overnight, bringing construction on these mega projects to a total halt. The city was on the brink of default until neighboring Abu Dhabi provided a $10 billion bailout. In recognition of that support, the world's tallest building, then under construction, was permanently renamed the Burj Khalifa. Surviving the crash forced Dubai to mature its economic strategy. Instead of relying solely on real estate speculation, the city diversified its investments heavily into technology, artificial intelligence, and global events. Today, Dubai is the fourth most visited city on Earth, but maintaining this sprawling luxury metropolis requires an immense amount of continuous human labor. This demographic bar chart visualizes a stark reality about the city. The indigenous Emirati population makes up only about 10% of the total residents. The remaining 90% are expatriates and migrant workers. These are the people who physically construct and operate the city, living under strict labor laws with virtually no path to permanent citizenship. This demographic and legal structure results in an emirate that functions as a hyper-efficient, strictly controlled global megacorporation. The story of this city proves that geography does not dictate destiny. With calculated risks, visionary planning, and relentless labor, incredible wealth can be engineered above the ground, even when there is absolutely nothing below it.